a sucker for a good smile. You know, we've done a lot together at this point.
People knew Paul Walker as a movie star, but what they found in his garage proved he was something more. The man they called Big Chief had left behind a legacy far deeper than fast cars. So join us as we unravel the pieces of a story the world never truly saw. Inside Paul Walker's garage. When Paul Walker passed in 2013, it broke the hearts of many around the world. He was more than just a movie star. He was a genuine car enthusiast who was passionate about speed, engines, and helping others. Inside his garage, people discovered handwritten notes scattered across workbenches and toolboxes. These weren't just random sheets of paper. They were lists of car parts, ideas for future projects, personal notes, and even sketches of how he envisioned certain cars. There was also a vast array of racing equipment. Helmets, gloves, driving suits, and professional tools were neatly organized in his workspace. He had tuning laptops, custom engine software, and a complete setup that resembled a racing shop more than a movie star's garage. Hidden in various corners of the garage were items from the Fast and Furious films. Posters, props, collectibles, and gifts from fans adorned parts of the space. Some of these items were signed by his fellow cast members. There were also unfinished projects, cars that had been disassembled and left incomplete. One of the things that was found were items related to his charity, Reach Out Worldwide. There were materials for donations, emergency supplies, and notes about future missions aimed at assisting people impacted by disasters. Paul had reminders of the lives he aimed to touch with his kindness and generosity. And finally, there were the cars, more than 30 rare and iconic vehicles. Paul Walker's car collection is one of the most remarkable groups of cars owned by a Hollywood celebrity. Walker had a deep love for cars, and his interests spanned a wide variety of vehicles, making his collection both diverse and impressive. Taking a closer look at the late actor's collection, which is estimated to be worth about $2,300,000, it's visible that it included everything from classic muscle cars to modern sports cars, showcasing Walker's enthusiasm for all things automotive. Let's take a journey into the incredible world of Paul Walker's car collection and uncover some of the unique vehicles that contributed to its charm. When you think about Paul Walker's car collection, you not only recall a devoted car lover, but also a fantastic actor. In this part, we'll explore some of his favorite cars in his collection, highlighting his passion for Nissan Skylines and the legendary Eleanor Mustang. This passion wasn't limited to just the Fast and Furious movies, it also included his personal garage. In his collection, you could see a stunning R32 GTR and a flawless R34 GTR V-Spec, reflecting his admiration for car history and performance. Another remarkable car in Paul Walker's collection was the Eleanor Mustang. This specific Mustang is a modified 1967 Ford Shelby GT 500 that became famous worldwide thanks to its role in the 2000 film Gone in 60 Seconds. With its eye-catching design, powerful V8 engine, and distinctive roar, the Eleanor Mustang is regarded as one of the most legendary movie cars ever. It's evident that his passion for cars went far beyond his film roles. From Skylines to Mustangs, each car in his collection showcased his love for performance, style, and automotive history. Another classic from the past in Paul Walker's lineup is the 1963 Chevrolet Nova wagon, which sold for $18,700 at auction. This rare gem is definitely a treasure for collectors. It comes equipped with a 194 CI straight six-cylinder engine and a 3-speed manual transmission. You may have noticed several Audis in star car collections. The Audi S4 from Paul Walker's collection also made waves, selling for an impressive $29,700 at auction. This 2000 Audi S4 Quattro is powered by a 90-degree 2.7-liter twin-turbo V6 engine that delivers a factory-rated 261 horsepower. Additionally, it features 5 valves per cylinder and 2 parallel Borg-Warner turbos. The car is equipped with a 6-speed manual gearbox and an all-wheel drive system. Another car on the list is the 1967 Chevrolet Nova Custom. The car is a collector's dream. It's no wonder it sold for $60,500 at auction. Walker collaborated with Year One president Kevin King to build this custom Nova Year One, provided parts for the vehicles. Paul's car collection was truly impressive, featuring a blend of exotic sports cars and tough off-road vehicles. He had a collection of some really iconic and rare cars. One of the highlights was the Ford GT, which is a high-performance American sports car famous for its speed and sleek design. Another impressive car in his collection was the classic BMW M1, a powerful and rare sports car from the late 1970s. His BMW collection in particular was stunning. Paul Walker also had a passion for off-road vehicles. Some of the tough cars in his collection included trucks and SUVs that were specifically designed to handle rough terrains, serving both fun and practical purposes. Overall, Paul Walker's car collection featured a wide variety of vehicles, reflecting his deep love and appreciation for cars. His collection also included a 2002 Touring Alpina, which showed that he admired BMW as well as the aftermarket tuner Alpina. Paul Walker's car collection also had American muscle cars like the Chevrolet Nova SS. While we don't have the exact details of his Nova SS, we know that this model is a classic that many people want. The Chevrolet Nova SS is famous for its powerful engines and unique style, making it a great addition to any car lover's collection. The collection was able to bring in an impressive $2,033,000 at auction, highlighting the importance of the vehicles he gathered throughout his life. In summary, Paul Walker's car collection featured an impressive variety of rare and classic cars, including the limited edition BMW lightweight models and the legendary Chevrolet Nova SS. These vehicles reflect his love for cars and his appreciation for uniqueness and quality. Paul Walker owned many cars, trucks, and motorcycles, and many of these were sold at auction by Barrett Jackson after his tragic passing. But beyond the tools and exotic cars, there was something else, a deeper purpose. Let's find out what it was and how it changed lives beyond the garage. Reach out worldwide. Paul Walker's car collection was highly regarded, but many people were unaware that he also leveraged his love for cars to make a positive impact in the world. One of the ways he accomplished this was through his charity, Reach Out Worldwide, ROW. Founded by Paul in 2010, ROW is a nonprofit organization dedicated to delivering prompt and effective humanitarian assistance to regions hit by natural disasters. In 2020, a selection of 21 vehicles from Paul Walker's garage was auctioned at Barrett Jackson's 49th annual Scottsdale auction. The funds raised from this auction were directed to support ROW and its global missions. Paul Walker's car collection, as amazing as it is, included a diverse range of vehicles, from a Nissan Skyline to classic American muscle cars, and even some motorcycles. The auction was a major event for car lovers and fans of the actor who were excited to own a piece of his collection. Spanning over a weekend, the auction successfully sold all 21 of his vehicles, bringing in a total of $2,033,000. The money from this auction was allocated to a trust established for Paul Walker's daughter, Meadow. This ensured that her father's love for cars would continue to provide for her through the legacy he left behind. Additionally, the car enthusiast community has kept Paul's legacy alive. Events such as car shows and meetups are regularly organized to raise funds for ROW, demonstrating the affection and respect that many still hold for the late actor and his renowned collection. In summary, Paul Walker's car collection not only showcases his enthusiasm for automobiles, but also serves as a testament to how he directed that enthusiasm towards aiding those in need. But while Paul was out changing lives through his charity work, not everyone around him shared that same heart. One betrayal in particular would shake his estate to its core. Let's find out more. Less than a day after the tragic death of Fast and Furious actor Paul Walker in a Porsche Carrera GT in 2013, a worker named Richard Taylor allegedly took more than 30 of Walker's cars from a warehouse where he worked, and he did it illegally. Walker's estate then filed a lawsuit against Taylor, asking for either the cars back or their monetary value. Eventually, a resolution was reached, and the Los Angeles Superior Court dismissed the case. An attorney representing the Walker family mentioned that the lawsuit was settled in a friendly manner, and one of the conditions was that they would be getting their things back. However, the lawyer noted that the other terms of the settlement with Taylor were kept confidential. Walker had over 24 cars and trucks stored in a warehouse in Valencia, California, where Taylor was employed. The complaint stated that Taylor sometimes assisted Walker in taking care of the cars, which included a 2011 Porsche 911 GT3 RS, a 2008 BMW M3, a 2006 Ford Crown Victoria, a 2004 GMC truck, 3 1995 M3S, and many more. After Walker's passing, Taylor reportedly concealed the cars and refused to inform Walker's family of their location in an attempt to extort money from them. The initial filing also indicated that Taylor might have sold a few of the cars for his own gain, so it's uncertain how many of the vehicles will actually be returned to Walker's family, or what will happen to them once they are back where they should be. The lawsuit may have revealed the worst in others, but Paul's story reveals the best in him. So who was the man behind the fame, the cars, and the kindness? Let's find out who Paul really was. Paul Walker. Growing up in a Mormon family, Walker transitioned to being a non-denominational Christian as he got older. He resided in Santa Barbara with his dogs. He had a daughter named Meadow Rain Walker with Rebecca Soteros, a childhood friend with whom he had a fluctuating relationship. Meadow spent 13 years living with her mother in Hawaii before moving to California to be with Walker in 2011. Vin Diesel, who was a close friend of Walker, is Meadow's godfather. Besides Diesel, Walker was also good friends with Tyrese Gibson, his co-star from Fast and Furious. He earned a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Ricardo Franginha Miller at Paragon Jiu-Jitsu, and received his black belt from Miller after his passing. Walker established the nonprofit charity Reach Out Worldwide, ROW, with financial advisor Roger Rodas to help with relief efforts after the 2010 Haiti earthquake. He traveled to various disaster-affected regions to provide assistance until his untimely passing. He spent most of his childhood in the Sunland area of Los Angeles and graduated from Village Christian School in 1991. After that, Walker attended several community colleges in Southern California, focusing on marine biology. He started his modeling career as a toddler, appearing in a Pampers commercial when he was just 2 years old. He kept doing commercials, with a notable one for Showbiz Pizza in 1984, before kicking off his acting career on television that same year in the teen anthology series CBS School Break Special. Walker worked in television until 1996, taking on various roles. He was in 2 episodes of the fantasy drama Highway to Heaven from 1984 to 1986, and landed his first leading role in 1987 as Jeremy Beatty in the sitcom Throb. He continued to appear in sitcoms in the early 1990s, with guest spots in Charles in Charge, Who's the Boss, and the short-lived What a Dummy. In 1993, he played Brandon Collins on the soap opera The Young and the Restless. He and his co-star Heather Tom, who portrayed Victoria Newman, became well-known and were nominated for Outstanding Lead Actor and Actress in a Soap Opera at the Youth in Film Awards. Walker's last television role was on Touched by an Angel, although he also appeared as himself alongside his sister Ashley as contestants on a 1988 episode of the game show I'm Telling, where they finished in second place. Walker kicked off his film career in 1986, mostly appearing in low-budget B-movies. His first role was in the horror comedy Monster in the Closet, and a year later he starred in The Retaliator, later subtitled Programmed to Kill, a sci-fi film. In 1994, he made a comeback to film, starring in Tammy and the T-Rex. But his first major film role came in the comedy Meet the Deedles in 1998. Even though it didn't do well at the box office or with critics, it helped him land supporting roles in Pleasantville, Varsity Blues, She's All That, and The Skulls. In 2001, Walker's big break came when he starred alongside Vin Diesel in the action movie The Fast and the Furious. It was a huge hit and led to a media franchise. This film also made Walker a recognized film star and leading man, as his performance earned him the MTV Movie Award for Best On-Screen Team, shared with Diesel, in 2002. Walker also starred in the well-received thriller Joy Ride. He was initially set to play Jim Street in SWAT and had even begun training for the role, but he decided to back out to reprise his role as Brian O'Connor in the 2003 sequel, Too Fast, Too Furious. After that, he mostly appeared in low-budget or commercially unsuccessful films for a while, including Timeline and Into the Blue. Walker played the role of Hank Hansen in Clint Eastwood's war movie Flags of Our Fathers, and also starred in the survival drama 8 Below, both of which came out in 2006. 8 Below received a lot of praise and debuted at #1 at the box office, making over $20 million during its opening weekend. In 2007, Walker took on the role of producer for the action film The Death and Life of Bobby Z, where he also acted. Later, he became an executive producer for the thriller Vehicle 19 and produced the crime comedy Pawn Shop Chronicles. He also starred in the independent film The Lazarus Project, which was released on DVD on October 21, 2008. He achieved a lifelong ambition by appearing in the National Geographic Channel series Expedition Great White, later renamed Sharkmen, which debuted in June 2010. Walker spent 11 days capturing and tagging 7 great white sharks off the coast of Mexico. The expedition, led by Chris Fisher, the founder and CEO of Fisher Productions, along with Brett McBride and Michael Domeyer from the Marine Conservation Science Institute, took measurements, collected DNA samples, and attached real-time satellite tags to the great white sharks to study their migratory patterns, particularly those related to mating and birthing over a 5-year span. Even though he was initially hesitant, Walker returned to his role as Brian O'Connor after 6 years in Fast and Furious. This film became the highest-grossing one in the franchise at that time. He then reprised his role in the 5th and 6th movies of the series, which were both big hits, and his acting was well received. Walker was nominated for Choice Movie Actor Action at the 2011 Teen Choice Awards for the first film, and he received nominations for Choice Movie, Chemistry alongside Diesel and Dwayne Johnson, and won his second MTV Movie Award for Best On-Screen Duo with Diesel for the latter. Additionally, Walker starred in the heist film Takers, and in 2011, he returned to modeling as the face of the fragrance brand Cool Water. In 2012, he established the film production company Laguna Ridge Pictures, which secured a first-look deal with Universal Pictures, the distributor of Fast and Furious. The filmmakers enlisted Peter Jackson's Weta Digital Visual Effects team to finish the project, using existing reference materials. Walker's brothers Caleb and Cody, along with co-star John Brotherton, as stand-ins, and utilizing outtakes or older footage to create a precise model of Walker's face. The movie was eventually released in 2015, and Walker received the Choice Movie Actor Action Award at the 2015 Teen Choice Awards and was nominated for Choice Movie. Chemistry, shared with Diesel, Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, and Ludacris. Walker was also supposed to portray Dawson Cole in the film adaptation of the novel The Best of Me and Agent 47 in the movie Hitman, after finishing production on Furious 7, but he passed away before either project could start. His roles were taken over by James Marsden and Rupert Friend, respectively. It was later disclosed that Walker had turned down the role of Superman in Superman Returns, reportedly due to the Superman curse and the fame that comes with the character. Walker was a car enthusiast who took part in the Red Line Time Attack racing series, where he raced with the AE Performance team in a BMW E92 M3. His car had sponsorships from Etnies, Brembo, Öhlins, Volk, OS Geeken, Hankook, Gintani, and Reach Out Worldwide. Before his untimely death, Walker was getting ready for an auto show. He owned a high-end vehicle performance shop called Always Evolving in Valencia, where Rodas, a Pro-Am racer, served as CEO. Walker had an impressive collection of around 30 cars, some of which he co-owned with Rodas. In January 2020, 21 of Walker's vehicles were auctioned off during an exciting bidding event at an annual car auction in Arizona. From a rising star to a beloved icon, his journey inspired millions. And then it all came to a sudden stop. Let's take a closer look at the tragedy that claimed his life. Walker's tragic death. On November 30, 2013, around 3:30 p.m. Walker, who was 40, and Roger Rodas, age 38, left an event for Walker's charity, Reach Out Worldwide, which helps victims of Typhoon Haiyan. Rodas was driving his red 2005 Porsche Carrera GT. They were going between 130 kilometers per hour and 150 kilometers per hour in a 72 kilometer per hour speed zone on Hercules Street in Valencia, a neighborhood in Santa Clarita, California. Rodas lost control of the car and crashed into a concrete lamppost and 2 trees off the road, causing the car to catch fire just seconds after the crash. Forensic evidence collected from the scene showed that both men were knocked unconscious by the impact. Rodas passed instantly from severe physical injuries, while Walker passed away within moments due to a combination of physical injuries and burns. Their bodies were burned so badly that they were unrecognizable. The spot where Walker and Rodas lost their lives is well known for drifting cars. No traces of alcohol or substance were detected in either of their systems, and there seemed to be no issues with the car or the road that contributed to the accident. The police found no signs of drag racing. The investigation determined that the car's speed and the age of the tires were the main factors that led to the crash. While Furious 7 was in the middle of filming when Walker passed away, Universal decided to pause production indefinitely, wanting to consult with his family before making any decisions about the film. Many friends and celebrities shared their tributes to Walker on social media. His body was cremated, and his ashes were laid to rest in a non-religious ceremony at Forest Lawn Memorial Park. His story was later told in the documentary, which came out on August 11, 2018. In December 2014, Walker's dad filed a wrongful passing lawsuit against Rodas's estate, asking for either the return of or a fair share of the money made from a group of cars that both Walker and Rodas owned together. In 2016, Walker's daughter got a $10 million settlement. In September 2015, Walker's daughter sued Porsche for wrongful passing of her father, arguing that the Porsche Carrera GT had many design flaws, including a history of being unstable, and that the way the seatbelts were placed could cause injury during a crash. Porsche denied any fault and blamed Walker, saying that the dangers and risks were clear and known to him, and he chose to act in a way that put him at risk, thus taking on all the dangers involved in using the car. Both Walker's dad and daughter ended up with separate settlements outside of court with Porsche. On April 2016, U.S. District Court Judge Philip S. Gutierrez ruled in favor of Porsche in a different lawsuit brought by Rodas's wife, Christine. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.